Hey everybody, it's Joric. Welcome back. I hope you're doing great wherever you are in the world. Have you thought about moving to Spain, whether it be for work? Most of you are retired, so it's more retired, but have you thought about retiring to the Spanish Riviera? Are you going to live in Malaga, or are you thinking about maybe the north, Bilbao, or do you want to be in one of the big cities like Madrid or Barcelona? What are you thinking? Where are you when it comes to retirement in Spain? For probably the 30 to 35 expats that I know that live there, they're all retired, so I can't speak from a working class, but speaking from a retired class, they really enjoy it. They enjoy the affordability, really enjoy the food and the variety of food that they get throughout Spain. But I want to go through this and just make this video for those of you that are considering Spain. And I put something in the description so you can see. Many people from the US watch these videos, so I'm putting in kind of a tax treaty so you can get an idea of US and Spain and figure out what is good and bad and if it may make sense tax-wise to move to Spain. But for those of you from around the world, what drives you to Spain? Is it the culture and the history? I can say the affordability of Spain is pretty nice. We spent 5 years in Portugal and its next door neighbor, and Spain is also, whether it be Cadiz, Malaga, Marbella in the south is a little more expensive. It seems like there's more affluent people have seemed to move into that area, but Valencia, Alicante, even going out to the islands, Majorca, beautiful, seem to be pretty affordable for being on an island as far as real estate goes. The country itself, now there's some very expensive places in Barcelona and Madrid, but then you get out into the rural areas, the smaller towns like Ronda, and things are super affordable. The cost of living to get a place and rent, pretty affordable compared to other countries and other major cities. Let's say London, Paris, Rome, New York, San Francisco, Sydney. And then the food, diverse, wine is excellent. The culture, excellent. I mean, the culture, the history in Spain is pretty intense. If that's something that you want to go for culture and humanities, you could be there for 20 years in retirement and probably not see everything or experience all of it that is available to you. The safety I want to bring up. I made a video about Portugal. I'm making some videos about some of the countries you might retire to. Spain, there are some, I'll say some dicey areas in Madrid. Barcelona, it's one interesting thing, whether you're a tourist and traveling there or whether you're going to live there. Like pickpocketing is a thing that's more common. There seems to be a little more crime in Barcelona. Even things like you get picked up by a cab at the airport and hoping you make sure that you get to your hotel without any issues. Sometimes they take the scenic route, so they charge you more. Sometimes you don't end up, they'll like take your luggage. This is a fairly common thing. The luggage disappears. But for the most part, you're living there day to day. People don't seem to feel as threatened as they would, let's say, living in a U.S. city. But there are some more safety issues in different parts of Spain compared to other countries or other major cities that you may want to live in. The bureaucracy, immigration, getting over to Spain. Wherever you're living, if you want to retire there, the immigration process can be a pain in the butt. And that's coming from probably close to 50 people that I spoke to. When I lived in Portugal, I helped expats move to Portugal, but I also was learning about Spain, France, the UK, Germany, Italy, Greece, how other countries were immigrating people. And I can't tell you, there are several people that live in Portugal that gave up on the immigration process in Spain. And so they get to live right next door. In fact, there's one person that lives right on a border town in the south in the Algarve. But he gets to go across the bridge and he's in Spain. He gets what he wants, but then he lives in Portugal because it was a lot less paperwork and bureaucracy. That's the thing about Spain, is that sometimes getting into Spain can sour your experience. Your first impression is getting the immigration going and getting there, and that's kind of, it's a microcosm when you go through the immigration of how Spain's bureaucracy and government process works. Spain's beautiful, it's affordable, it's amazing, and so many beautiful cities and towns to visit. But if you're going to live there, it's a pain in the backside, immigration wise. So just something to be aware of. And you'll find that when you're on Facebook and Reddit groups and talking about immigrating to Spain, many people will talk about it was a long process and it was a pain, but we decided to do it. And so many people still go through with it, even though that can be a deterrent. So I want to bring that up because as you're looking at videos and you're looking, God, we love it there and we want to be able to move, the biggest thing that may question why you want to move, or you may question during the process, is the immigration. Just, it can be a pain, so be careful of that. Outside of the immigration and maybe some safety issues in parts of Madrid or Barcelona, I don't know if there's a downside. They have a great rail system and public transportation throughout the country to get from point A to point B, which is fantastic. And you have so many different climates. You want to go to Bilbao and experience the northern climate. You also, the language too. You have a region there, the Basque region, where there are people that Spanish is the second language to Basque. And I find that fascinating because then you're in Spain, but you're learning just a completely different culture that doesn't get talked about very much. So if you want a variety of an incredible cultural experience, a variety of food, because every region has some different food items, the diversity between the north, the central, the south, and along the eastern coastline, all the way from Cadiz, all the way up to Alicante and beyond, Valencia, you're going to have just this incredible immersion of different types of Spanish culture that will keep you busy for the rest of your life. So I'm curious, if you've moved to Spain and you've retired, please comment below. Why did you move and what keeps you there? If you looked at Spain and gone, we're going to bounce someplace else, please leave a comment as to why you decided not to move to Spain. And then, what are some of the people that are considering, is Spain even a consideration for you? If you're watching this video, most likely it is, but what keeps you interested in Spain? What are the reasons? Because there's probably many reasons why you may be considering that I didn't talk about. Please leave those in the comments so that more people can see the video first and foremost, and then also we can get a discussion going on Spain. As always, thank you so much for watching and enjoy your travels.